Warning, this video may contain spoilers for late parts in the game. If you plan on playing this at some point, turn back now. You have been warned. Hello everyone, to a kind of sadder review for me due to my top 10 games video. I ranked this game at number 7 and I think at this point it's been booted off the list for me through this playthrough. It just wasn't as fun as I remembered it being when I was a kid, and maybe it's because I didn't have the DLC to play through this time around, but it's just what it is after not having played it for more than 7 years, and my taste just overall changing with time. That's not to say that this game isn't good, and hopefully this review will show you why it's still good, and maybe even become your favorite game, or even the reason why you decided to play it in the first place. Let's get to the basics. In general, this game is like most RPGs, though you have 3 forms of attack, by using a sword, a gun, or magic. The damage you do with each of these can be increased through the stats of the game to make them more powerful or even making yourself stronger so you can last longer in fights. These stats will variously be upgraded by you through experience that you can get after defeating enemies, but you actually have to pick up experience in this game through the use of holding the B button. If you get hit while holding the B button, it will knock you out of it and you will either have to defeat your enemy or get far enough away to pick up the experience. If you die, you'll end up losing all the experience that was laying about. Mentioning death, you will not get a game over for dying in this game, as you are the destined hero, so there really isn't need to fear death, though each time you do die, you will gain scars, but I think you get those through battle as well. This game's main focus, though, is the morality system that changes your appearance as well as the opinion of the citizens of Albion. This is fairly interesting due to the fact that people can have differing opinions and not all feel quite the same about your deeds as the next. Pretty much every single person can be married and there are same-sex marriages that can come about. You can even get money when you get married, which leads to the meat and potatoes of the morality system, choosing to either do good or evil. Many quests give you the option by the end to either do good or bad. Being bad generally makes the game a lot easier, while doing good makes the game decently harder. One heavy factor that contributes to this is the ability to purchase pretty much every single property in the game. The factor is that you can increase or decrease the taxes on the property, either giving you more money or less as you receive the money every 5 minutes in real life. The more money you have, the better weapons and equipment you can secure earlier on, as enemies do not drop gold in this game. Of course, if you want to go the good route, you can endlessly do jobs, which the pay increases once you reach a certain threshold of money earned, though this still takes forever compared to just taxing the hell out of everyone, which is the point. Another big part of the game is the fact that you have a dog. He is super useful as he can locate treasure and find spots for you to dig, even being able to buy books and increase his intelligence of finding better items to dig up or just tricks to do in tandem with what you do. He's even influenced by your morality, growing darker with glowing red eyes if you're evil. It will even help you in battle by attacking enemies that have fallen down. Expressions are the last point I'll be talking about in this section, but essentially they are emojis but actually real. You can learn more through books, and different expressions used on citizens will give different results. Some people even like the ruder expressions that you can make, while others will hate you for it. You can even scare people into submission, which will make it easier to get them to do certain things, such as giving you presents or money. The game starts with you and your sister pretty much being poor and on the streets before they encounter a man named Murgo, who says he has magical items, one of them being a music box said to grant one wish. Rose says it's fake, but a woman begins encouraging them to see for themselves, so they collect 5 gold coins along the way, helping out a stray dog who ends up helping them in return. After returning to Murgo and buying the music box, Rose wishes to live in the giant Fairfax castle, but the music box disappears and they go to sleep hungry and disappointed before being awoken by guards who take them to Fairfax Castle. When you get taken to the castle, you meet with the butler who tells you of his master, Lucien's wife and child dying not too long ago, eventually meeting Lucien, who tells you to stand in a circle on the floor. When you both stand on the circle, it glows blue, though when Lucien touches it, it turns red. Lucien apologizes for what he has to do and shoots Rose dead before turning to you and shooting you out of the window. The woman from before and the dog find you and help you get your strength back over a couple years until eventually the woman, now known as Teresa, tells you to enter a tomb in the middle of the lake as a true test to see if you're ready for your destiny. After getting to the tomb, you gain the use of magic, and Teresa informs you that Lucien is at the Tattered Spire, rebuilding it as it is able to grant whatever the user wishes. She says that in order to stop Lucien's plans, you will need to find 3 other heroes of destiny: the hero of skill, will, and strength, recommending that you head to Oakfield where you will find the hero of strength. As you do just that, by meeting Sister Hannah, you come to realize that she is a pacifist and does not want to fight, but after helping her with a ceremony, her father is killed and she revokes her vows by killing the man who killed her father. During the funeral, Teresa comes and informs Hannah of her destiny, leaving you to find the next hero, Garth, the hero of will. Upon finding his tower, you are met with many of Lucien's henchmen known as Spire Guards, eventually reaching Garth, but too late, as he is taken to be imprisoned in the Spire. This causes a large detour in your plans, as you now need access to get into the Tattered Spire, which comes in the form of the Crucible, a tournament where the winner is invited to join Lucien's army. After winning, you are taken to the Spire, where you end up living for 10 years as a Spire Guard, with a collar around your neck that lessens your will as time goes on, and completely negates your magic. All the while forcing many people imprisoned to build the tower, bit by bit. Eventually, the hero is told by a commandant to look for a missing guard, and upon finding the dead body, Garth uses the last of his magic to destroy your collar and free you, starting a breakout in which you and Garth are both able to escape. Teresa explains the situation to Garth and forms a plan to get you to the next hero, Reaver, by using the Cullis Gate at Garth's tower. This plan goes awry and you end up being teleported alone. Eventually you arrive at Bloodstone, where Reaver is known to live, arriving at his mansion and asking for his help, though he decides that he wants you to do something first, giving you a seal and telling you where to use it. You end up doing this task, but find that Reaver has tricked you into being an offering for the Shadow Court to keep Reaver young forever. This, of course, is before a girl named Elizabeth is teleported into the room, and you decide to either let the Shadow Court take your youth or Elizabeth's. After choosing, you head back to Reaver, who double-crosses you after finding that you were wanted by Lucien, just before Reaver is then double-crossed by Lucien as Spire Guards invade Bloodstone. Both Reaver and you escape out of a secret exit he has that leads right to his ship, with Garth and Hannah meeting you. Reaver decides that he doesn't care about any of this, but before he is able to leave you, his ship gets blown up by a shard, forcing the 4 of you to fight together. After this, Reaver again tries to leave before Teresa comes and convinces him to help you. Teresa takes the 4 heroes back to the top of the mountain, housing the guild, and starts a ritual to destroy the spire, but an explosion traps all 4 of you, while Teresa vanishes, Lucien taking her place and kidnapping the other heroes. Lucien loads a gun and shoots you, but your loyal dog takes the bullet instead, though this act does nothing to stop Lucien as he reloads and fires at you again. You end up getting woken up as a child by Rose, where you live on a fantastic farm with parents who are out for the day, all the while doing fun activities with your sister until the day ends and you fall asleep. During the night, you are woken up by a familiar sound and follow the noise, all the while your sister is pleading with you not to go. Upon reaching the source of this noise, you find the music box. You are then shown your entire history as Teresa informs you that you now have the weapon that can defeat Lucien, as you get teleported right in front of him. He is about to make his wish by draining the power from Garth, Hannah, and Reaver before he used the music box to completely drain his power, who begins to explain that he did all of this to rid the world of evil before Reaver takes out a gun and kills Lucien himself. Teresa then appears where Lucien was and lets you make a wish. A wish for sacrifice, a wish for love, or a wish for wealth. After choosing, Teresa thanks the heroes and sends each of them to wherever they wanted to go before kicking you out. saying that the spire is hers. There's a lot to like about this game. The music provides extremely nice ambience as you explore the world. The entire people system is really cool too, and I remember messing around with it a lot back in high school. I also really liked how I played the game this time around, just being an absolute tyrant, which is really funny because it made the game so much easier. Usually I start the game out as a benevolent soul, and then eventually become a tyrant and go back and forth, but this time going straight out of the gate, just being evil, it made the game a lot easier. You're able to get some stronger weapons a lot faster, and I was able to buy all the properties just a little bit after I beat the game. All the side missions are great as well, leading to some crazy options. I'd liken them to some of the Yakuza side missions in quality. Sadly, this time around, I didn't find the story super appealing or anything special. It was definitely good and interesting at times, but I mostly ended up looking forward to the secondary stuff more than I really did the story. Also, the combat is sadly pretty stiff, and it got kind of boring after a while. I tried switching between the 3 different forms of fighting so that it would continue being interesting as I continued on in the game, which lessened it a bit, but that might just be due to the way I chose to play, as I didn't really mess around with the other magic too much this time around. Along with all of the secondary missions in the game, there are 3 main ones that you will variously find yourself doing. These are the Demon Doors, the Silver Keys, and the Gargoyles. The Demon Doors are, for the most part, pretty great as there are usually really rare weapons that you can't get anywhere else in the game in them. To open the doors, you will be doing a whole bunch of different things, such as bringing your lover in front of one, kicking a chicken into one to feed it, and having your dog perform tricks in front of one. Those are only a few of the many ways that you'll be satiating these doors enough to open them. The Silver Keys are a little different, there being 51 silver keys scattered around the world. These open silver chests that are also scattered around the world, needing a different amount of keys to open each. The Gargoyles are just that, stone statues hidden around Albion, there being 50. The only way that you can actually kill these stone beasts is by getting the aimed, ranged, attack, dexterous skill. A good hint to find them is to turn the volume of the game up and just listen for a horrible noise of the gargoyle taunting you until you end its life. After killing all 50, you will find a nice treasure under the bridge of Bowerstone. I'll say again, this game is an absolute fun time and the humor in this game is great. I think when I played it back as a kid, I did multiple playthroughs, doing good runs and bad runs. It wasn't even really bad playing it at this time, but I do have to admit, in the time since I first played this game, and even through the course of this channel, I found other games that I've just liked more than this one. But I definitely recommend this game, and even series, to anyone that got to the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next video.